Hakuna Matata.
What a wonderful phrase.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata.
It really is a wonderful phrase. Well, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Redefine Our Prime. My name's Chris.
I'm Ron.
And today we're going to do a Take 1 review for The Lion King. So let's start off with some character thoughts. I'm going to start with Timon and Pumbaa. I love them in this movie. I thought that Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner did a great job, and they were meant to play these characters.
Yeah, it was a different take on the characters. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still funny and they're the comic relief, but they're just different. You know, they're different. I mean, in the old one, Timon, he was more of like a wisecracking
carnivores. Ugh.
In this one, he's this like flamboyant, you know, drama queen. And
yes, of course we can keep him. My God, who is the brains of this operation?
Amazing.
Yeah, he did a good job with that, and Seth Rogen did a good job with Pumbaa.
We're gonna name him Fred.
Yeah, he will forever be known as just a warthog now. Anyone's like, oh, what's your animal spirit? Like, you know what his
animals
is, right?
Warthog, definitely.
Then we'll go into Nala. So I honestly was a little disappointed in Beyonce's performance. I felt like she was kind of just talking, like I didn't feel any emotion when she was doing her lines, and there were some lines I feel like that her character really didn't need. I think they wrote them in just to have Beyonce have more lines.
Yeah.
Just silly. But Mufasa, you want to talk about him?
Yeah, that's the disappointment with me. I thought I could just picture James Earl Jones. He's much older now. He's probably just reading the lines again, trying to get through it. He just felt flat for me. He felt robotic.
You must take your place in the circle of life.
And that's a shame because he's probably one of my favorite characters. So I was a little disappointed in that performance.
Yeah. I mean, it's Mufasa. I don't know. I'm curious to see if he re-recorded all of his lines, or if they just pull some of the ones from the old ones and then just have him do the new ones.
No, they're different. Yeah. It was like he was just like, all right, hey Simba, everything that light touches is our kingdom. Yeah.
But we have to talk about like main characters in this movie. Do you know the reason why Simba was able to rule it at all? That this movie would have just been over without this character? Zazu. Zazu is the surprise hero of this movie. He saves the line. It's Zazu. Champion, John Oliver.
Yeah, he does. He actually steps in. There's a quick part where the hyenas are going after the cubs, and he actually steps in and talons at the hyena's face. Speaking of the hyenas,
oh man, I loved the hyenas. The Keegan-Michael Key and Eric Andre, the duo, they're great. Such good comic relief. They were funny, perfect, nailed it.
That one that kept saying like, "Can you please get out of my space?" There's just one hyena that just kept getting in the other one's personal space all the time.
Phenomenal.
There'd just be this big area, and he would just like plop right next to him like this, and he's like, "Dude, this cave is huge. Go somewhere else."
And then he literally just, "Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry," and just goes straight on the other side of him.
Yeah, he just gets it's
fantastic.
That was good.
And then last, let's talk just based on characters. Simba. So I thought Donald Glover, he did a good job.
Yeah.
He's a great singer. So like when he sang in Hakuna Matata, I loved that. He did great as Simba.
Yeah, the one problem I had with almost all the characters, maybe except for Timon and Pumbaa, is that when they would do new lines, I felt that they did well with it.
Oh, everyone, calm down. We're here. The backup has arrived.
But when they would try to imitate a scene or a line from the original, I felt it always fell flat.
Yeah.
It always fell flat. But
I agree.
You know, like when Scar says like "Long live the king," you know, it did that in the original like that.
Long live the king.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, they missed an opportunity here. Ready for this? Charles Dance, I think, would have made a great Scar. Check this out.
Long live the king.
Am I right? Am I right? I mean, that would have been awesome.
That would be great.
Yeah.
So let's talk about another thing that a lot of people were worried about with this movie is the CGI. So this whole entire thing is CGI. I don't think there's any real animals used ever at all in any of the scenes, and it was great.
It looked great. The animals looked phenomenal. The baby animal, the cubs, were adorable. Honestly, that I think is a reason to go because the scenery and the effects are amazing, and it is just eye candy the entire time.
Yep.
The
little animal nuances were great.
Yeah.
Like the flies, they were making their ears twitch.
Yeah.
They really took the time and effort. I would love to know how many hours went into doing all the CGI for this movie. So another thing I think we should touch on really quick, Ron, is all the hate that this movie is getting.
Yeah, it definitely didn't deserve all that hate. Was it as good as the original? No. It will never live up to the original. The play doesn't even live up to the original movie, but it was a good time. It was definitely a good time.
Yeah, looking at like the Rotten Tomatoes scores, you can see the critics hate it. but fans like us,
Fans are accepting it. They clapped in the theater.
Yeah, they did. When we saw it, they did clap. I know another thing I loved about when we watched this movie is seeing people's reactions for the first time. Like, the little kids were watching it. They didn't have the cartoon growing up like we did.
Yeah.
So seeing them and hearing them scream when
Mufasa died. I was like,
died,
kid, really?
yeah.
You didn't know that was going to happen? But, yeah, whatever.
So, I mean, my recommendation is definitely go see it. The CGI and Timon and Pumbaa, worth admission.
Yes, I recommend it. If you're going to just sit there and compare it to the original, which is really hard not to do, if you are like just such a diehard original fan, I would say you might not be into it. But if you just want to see some great effects, just relive what the original was and see a little bit of a new take because there are some things that they switch around, I would definitely say go check it out.
All right, guys, well, that's it for us. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good
Ain't no passing craze.
No worries at all.
No, until the end of the movie when he had to go take back the kingdom. Oh my god. Yeah, he had to own up to his responsibility.